Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. All right, so by the title, no, I'm not using hyperbole or anything like that. This is all a full-blown plan to collapse the world. Why do you think the whole phrase has been build back better? I mean, this has been told to everybody, just people like this. They planned on destroying the whole world, and they are doing it. I mean, you take a look at what's going on. Look, tell me where anything is going good. Food, energy, health, okay, supply chains, finance, elections, self-defense, freedom, the weather. Name one of those that is positive right now. You can't. There aren't any. All right. So how's this going to work? Now, if you caught the news overnight, now you have Germany's largest steel company shutting down because energy prices. Right, 70% of businesses in the UK are on the verge of going bankrupt because they can't afford to keep the lights on. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, Putin came out and admitted yesterday what all of us knew, but the politicians, you know, oh, green energy, we'll save the world with solar panels and windmills. Yeah, right, okay. And we all told you it wasn't going to happen. Now, Putin has now shut off Nord Stream 1 and basically said to the public, yep, and we ain't turning it back on until all the sanctions are lifted. Gee, who could have seen this happening? Oh, I don't know. Anybody with more than one active brain cell? I think combined in Washington they might have two. But this is where we are. So who's going to be the first to fall? Europe is going to collapse, and it will probably happen this winter. And I feel sorry for the people in Europe because some of these people you voted for, some of these people in the Purple Hair Committee voted for. Like I mentioned a few times now about Germany's foreign minister, don't care about the people. You're getting a lot more of that. Liz Truss, who's the new prime minister in Great Britain, is day one in office is already experienced a crisis in confidence. Okay. The people don't like her. All right. She's one of these World Economic Forum globalists, and the people don't want that. But you have this little circle of people, the elites, who all think they know better and they are going to tell us how to live. And Europe is going to collapse, okay, when people start freezing to death, when people can't eat. Okay, this is what's coming when there is no fuel to go to work, which is a snowball effect. If I can't go to work, I can't make any money, I can't pay my bills, I have no house, I have no food, etc., etc., etc. Okay. What are you going to see across Europe? And Europe will be the place where it happens first. Okay. You will inevitably see an uprising against the governments. Okay. And what will the governments do? They think they'll throw the military in there. And I'm betting the European military is, and again, I'm not going to say all of them because there's a bunch of purple-haired freaks in the military these days anymore. It's disgusting. Oh, my pronouns. Oh, here's my yellow card. Screw you. Grow a set, like Stuart Scheller said yesterday, General Milley's responsibility is not to deal with wokeism, it's to win wars. But no, you know what? We need woke people in front of the military. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if it's the same in Europe. But the troops, the ground soldiers, the guys who actually do the work, the enlisted people, they're going to say, no, Sorry, I'm not fighting against my countrymen. I don't believe in what you do. And I will tell you this, you get a few of them going, and it'll be a snowball effect there where the military says, right here, okay? So then that brings in the UN. And again, same thing with the UN troops. How many of them are brainwashed into thinking globalism is good? How many of them say, no, I'm going to take care of my family first and my friends. I'm not firing on my own citizens. But that's where the UN comes in fine because, well, gee, you know what? We're going to take French troops and send them into Great Britain. Okay. You know, we're going to take, oh, I don't know, uh, you know, pick any other countries that have a history of this. And that's their plan. So what will you have? You'll have a I don't want to say civil war, revolutionary. You're going to have chaos. Let's just put it that way in Europe. And eventually, what you will have is an overthrow of all these communist governments. It happens every time. Okay, this is how communism falls every time. You know, as you guys always say, can't vote your way out of communism. No, you shoot your way out of it. Okay. So, what happens then? Well, then you have the people of Europe go, who got us into this mess? It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out for the last 30 some odd years that Western Europe has pretty much been the U.S.'s puppet. Okay. Uh, you know, at least when the Democrats are in control. The Republicans are pretty much, well, I won't say the Republicans. Trump was pretty much the one that said, you're on your own. All right. Uh, Bush was just a doddering fool, you know, both of them. And, you know, other than that, gee, let's look at the rocket scientists we've had, you know, Clinton and Obama. So, I mean, if we go all the way back to Reagan, since the time that Europe has pretty much collapsed, uh, we've had one president who actually had any intelligence, and that was 45. So what's Europe going to do? Europe's going to blame the U.S., and they are going to come after us with everything they've got because they're going to blame the United States on all the problems they have. The food, the energy, the everything. Okay? Now, what Russia and China does, who knows? Russia right now has the ability to destroy Europe. I mean, I'm not talking militarily, I'm talking economically. China is working on the ability to destroy the rest of the world economically. This is how the war front is. It's economic. Okay, this is why globalism is a disaster waiting to happen because nobody has control of their own economy. Okay, everybody has decided, oh, we'll just be reliant on somebody else. United States. Gee, I need to go buy something. Where's it made? China. If you look at the tag on something that says made in Indonesia, you're shocked. Tell me I'm wrong, okay? Holy crap, it's not made in China. Right? How many times y'all done that? This is why China's got us by the short and curlies, okay? Russia's got Europe the same way right now over energy because of the stupidity of, you know, the Angela Merkels and Emmanuel Macron's and Boris Johnson's of the world. Okay. So now they are all struggling, and it's eventually they're going to take it out on us, and they're going to want us to help them fix it. i.e., the Marshall Plan, like we had after World War II. Hey, United States, it's your fault. Come in and help us rebuild. Except this time we don't have the freaking money. Okay. Almost $31 trillion in debt. Yeah, let's go buy more to rebuild Europe. Okay, so we're not going to be able to do it. So where does Europe go? China? Russia? To rebuild? Now what do you have? Now you have that push westward from China and Russia, and now they take over Europe. Those two combined, I mean, this is the biggest stupidity that we have, going all the way back to Bill Clinton. When the Soviet Union fell, the most obvious thing to do would have been to befriend Russia. Nah, we couldn't do it. Putin wanted it. Okay, the Russian government wanted to align with the United States back in the early 1990s, and the U.S. thumbed their nose at them. And 30 years later, we're paying the price because very quietly, China, Russia got everything they needed. I mean, Russia went, you got to remember this. China was a third world country in 1970. They're now a superpower. Okay? Why? Thank you, Richard Nixon. Russia was on the verge, collapsed, was on the verge of disappearing as a country 30 years ago. They're coming back to being a superpower. All these sanctions that we put on against them, Russia it didn't really affect the Russians. I mean, sure, they had the price go up and price come down. They had prices go up and prices come back down. We've had prices go up, right? Okay. Ours haven't come back down. The ruble is stronger now than it was before the invasion of Ukraine. Okay. Just saying, the dollar, okay, yeah, the dollar is stronger. Why is the dollar stronger? Because all the rest of the Western currencies are a lot weaker, okay? It's not, I've said this before, it's not like the dollar went up. It's like everybody went down. The euro just went down faster. This is what you're prepping for, guys. When you talk about a chaotic war, they're going to let it start between left and right, between all the divisive groups in the United States, like Joe wants, okay, that Joe's begging for a civil war. Don't fool yourself here. The Democrats are begging for a civil war in the United States. They absolutely need it. They know that's the only way that there's ever going to be any culling of their enemies, because yes, people are going to die, all right? They know, hey, they can't do it, so we'll let our sheep go out and do it for us, do the dirty work, and they'll sit back in their ivory tower and just, reap the rewards. And then the Democrats will go, sure, we'll sign on to the globalist pact and we'll send you everything we have left. I'm not kidding, guys. This isn't some fear porn or anything like this. This is the absolute path that this is going. There's no doubt whatsoever that this is what's being tried to do. We all know this was a plan. You got to tear something down before you can build it back. All right? This is what they're trying to do. Destroy Western economy. Destroy capitalism. That is the goal. You'll own nothing. If you own nothing, capitalism doesn't exist. Capitalism is the only successful model, financial model, that has ever worked in the history of the world. Ever. Okay? Every other type of fiscal policy, financial system has failed. Okay? Just giving you that. The most freedom-loving, liberty-giving political ideal is a democracy. Nothing else has ever worked. And, democracy hasn't been exactly doesn't have the longest history of track record, 250 years, okay? But communism never works, socialism never works, dictatorships never work, kingdoms don't work, they all fall, okay? Democracy is the one thing where the people are in control. Why do all those other ones fall? The people revolt against it. When democracy puts the people in charge, the only choice the people have then is to revolt against themselves. And I'm not going to look in the mirror and go, you idiot, you're wrong. No, okay, I'm not. And nor is the most dyed-in-the-wool, purple-haired person. They think they're absolutely right. They're stupid, but they think they're absolutely right. This is what's going on, guys. This is how the dominoes are going to fall. Europe will topple first, probably sometime next year, if not over the winter. Okay? When 70% of the businesses fail, when businesses are closing down, when people can't stay warm, that's when pitchforks come out. Once that all happens, because who is our government going to support? Our government's going to go, we'll help Olaf Scholz. We'll help Emmanuel Macron. We'll help Liz Truss. We'll help Volodymyr Zelensky. Yeah, okay, to fight against the people. Your tax dollars will be going to fight against the people that have similar beliefs that you do. You getting the point yet? Okay. And then when those people win, who are they going to look back at? Oh, the United States is our enemy. And there's the difference. It's not the U.S. people. It's the U.S. government. It's imperative, 100% an absolute must. 60 days from now, that we get rid of this administration. Every single one of them. I know it'll never happen, but every single Democrat has got to be put to pasture and never heard again. I saw positive news this morning in Oregon. The Republican candidates in both the 5th and the 6th district there are now leading the Democrats. Oregon is starting to tip red. Figure that one out. Now, granted, Portland's never going to go because Portland's got, look what happened, okay? You know, last year with the riots and stuff like that. But for all of those of you that say, I'm not going to vote, I'm not going to vote, I'm not going to vote, get your head out of your ass, okay? If they cheat it, so be it, okay? But if you don't vote, you're no better than they are. Don't tell me it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. Because if they've got to manufacture an extra vote to cover all of that, or 100 or 1,000, it starts to get a little obvious. The more people that stand up for their rights and say something at the ballot box, the harder it is to manipulate the data. Please read the writing on the wall and see what's coming. Europe is going to collapse. The United States potentially is not far behind. Canada, who knows, okay? I think your people align with the people down here. God knows your government aligns with the idiots in Europe. You're no different. Trudeau has got to go too, okay? It's time for the people to stand up. They can say it's Americans versus MAGA, as the Democrats are trying to do. No, Americans are MAGA. You know, I don't care who said it. Find me anybody who does not want to make America great again, or make Europe great again, or make Canada great again, or whatever it is. To say that you're against that philosophy, move to North Korea. If you want to make America weak again, that's the opposite of make America great again. I don't care if Trump said it, okay? I don't care if Abraham Lincoln said it. If my next door neighbor did. Yes, I want to make America great again, because what we got going on right now, sure as shit, ain't great. And the only one that is going to stop this is us. Pinball.